what you have already. I think your voice is clear. So Prabhuji has already shared this thing. Yes, thank you, Prabhuji. What we heard in Holy Name retreat, that was very relevant for me also. So Prabhuji requested me that time only that you share what you heard, but that time I could not share. 2 weeks later, 2 weeks back. So I just revised those things and also applied a few things in my. So I found it very relevant. So I thought that I should again uh, share the thoughts on the same thing which Prabhuji already shared. So I also added a little bit things, quotes from scriptures also in this slide. So the our basis of this class will be uh, nectar of instruction, 7th verse.
So do you want to share some slide?
But not exactly slide. Means I have with me with me only.
Okay.
The 7th verse of nectar of instruction, very relevant for sadhaka who want to improve their chanting. So I can recite this verse. NOI 7th verse. Syat Krishna Nam Charitadi Sitapya Vidya Pittopatapta Rasanasya Narochikanu Kintu Adarat Anudinam Khalu Saiva Jushta Swadi Kramad Bhavati Tad Gamul Hantiri. Anuvad. Yes. The holy name, character, pastimes, and activities of Krishna are all transcendently sweet like sugar candy. Although the tongue of one afflicted by the jaundice of avidya, ignorance, cannot taste anything sweet, it is wonderful that simply by carefully chanting these sweet names every day, a natural relish awakens within his tongue, and his disease is gradually destroyed at the root. Thank you for sharing, Prabhuji, this slide. Yes. So, very clear. So for the person who are afflicted with avidya, and everyone is afflicted with avidya in this material world, more or less, just like we are afflicted with 3 modes. So that's why we don't find taste in chanting the holy name. Just like a person who is suffering from jaundice doesn't taste the sweet, rather he tastes it bitter. Similarly, chanting his holy name is sweet like nectar, but because we are afflicted with avidya, it's very difficult for us to taste it. So, in this particular verse, there are 2 words very relevant for us on which we are going to discuss. Only one word. 2 words are there, but among these 2 words, we generally focus on one word. The 2 words are Adarat and Anudinam. So, Anudinam means every day one should chant the holy name. So, that we do. But the first word is Adarat, with respect. That things lacks sometimes. And most of the time when we think that my chanting is not doing good, somebody asks us or we ask someone, why my chanting is not good. So generally one thing comes, offenses, because you do offenses. Yes, of course we do a lot of offenses. And at the same time there are other factors also. Offenses are one factor to to have lack of taste, but other factor is another. Rather, don't have other respect for the holy name. So we are going to focus on this word other. So another happens in 2 ways. First is offenses. 10 offenses we every day recite 10 offenses so that we can become careful that we should not disrespect the holy name. And another is little minor, that is you must have heard in Srimad Bhagavatam that 4 types are Namabhas chanting. Chanting in Namabhas. Generally, we think that this offensive chanting and then comes Namabhas chanting. and then comes Suddhanam chanting. There is another way of categorization of these things. One thing is that these three things are types of chanting, not exactly level of chanting. This can be categorized as types of chanting. Offensive chanting, this is another one type. Second is Namabhas chanting, and third is Suddhanam chanting. Three varieties. So let's first understand what is chanting. What is japa? In Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.2.149, 1.2.149, it is given mantrasya su laghu charo japa iti abhidhiyate. Super soft utterance of a mantra is known as japa. So japa is soft utterance of the holy name, not very loud and not in the mind. So in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is mentioned that japa is super soft utterance of a mantra. And then further three types of chanting japa is there. Vachika, this is given in Hari Bhakti Vilas commentary, Digdarshini commentary on Hari Bhakti Vilas 11.47, 11.427, 472, 11.472. Vachika upamsu mansika bhedena trividhasya japasya. Three types of japa are there: Vachika, upamsu, and mansik. And further described, what are they? मध्ये ईषद ओष्ठ चालेन सनैर उच्चारण उपांशु. When slowly, sanai means slowly, when our lips and tongue moves very softly, slowly, then that is upamsu japa. And japo atra grahyam vachikasya kirtana tarangatvat mansikasya cha smaranatmakatvat. Vachika means when our lips, tongues widely open, it moves very fast, you can say. Then it's vachik, means loud chanting. And then mansikasya cha smaranatva katat. Mansik japa comes in when a person is chanting in the mind, maybe his tongue is moving but not lips. So these are three types of chanting. Among the three types of chanting japa, the one in which the lips move slowly and the pronunciation is soft, that is upamsu japa. And actually this is known as japa. And as Srilaji Goswami is mentioning here, vachikasya kirtanan tarangavat. When we speak loudly japana, like Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, it falls in, it shares boundary with kirtan. Because in kirtan also one chants loudly. And when one chants in the mind, it shares its boundary with smaranam. So actually pure chanting is, pure japa is when it is chanted softly. And softly means one can hear his own chanting. That's all. This is the japa, definition of japa. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Chaitanya Bhagavat Adi Khand 16.281. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, Japile Shri Krishna Naam apana se tare ucha sankirtana para upakar kare. Chaitanya Bhagavat Adi Khand 16.281. Chanting softly, one performs japa of Krishna's name, one benefits oneself. So japa is for, it's like personal service to Radha Krishna, our own purification, our own benefit. And kirtana is meant for benefiting other, par upakar kare. So this is the difference between japa and kirtana, sankirtana. So if one is addicted with offenses, we know 10 kinds of offenses, then what is the solution? We hear all the time devotees, if the solution is given that when one chants more, then he can come out of the offenses. The exact word there is not japa, rather sankirtan. Hari Bhakti Vilas 11.525, it says, Jate naam aparadhe pi pramadena kathanchana sada sankirtayannama tad eka sarano bhavet. If one is having offensive tendency for japa, one should perform sankirtan. Sankirtan means sankirtan is defined in Hari in bhakti sandarbha as bahubhir militva kirtanam sankirtanam iti uchyate. When three or more than three-person, because in Sanskrit generally three is considered as bahuvachan, not two. Bahubhir militva kirtanam sankirtanam iti uchyate. Kirtan performed with multiple individual is known as sankirtana. So when one is afflicted with offensive for chanting, one is recommended to be part of sankirtana, because sankirtana means you can take in two ways. Three or more devotees, they come for discussion on the holy name and kirtana, because in that assembly of devotees, especially those who are having taste for the holy name or kirtana, those people, if they come together, they discuss on the holy name, and they solve our query, our problem of doing offenses. So in this way, philosophically also, they help us to come out of offensive chanting. That's why it's recommended that when one is afflicted with this offensive for chanting, then one should join the assembly of devotees for Nam Sankirtana, for Katha Sankirtana, and take guidance from them. In this way, they can come out of this offensive mentality. So it is recommended to do Sankirtan at that time, because more japa is also good, but how we will come out of the philosophical challenge, philosophical clarity which we don't have for the holy name. So like Srila Haridas Thakur, although he used to chant so many number of rounds, 192, but he was also having deep understanding of holy name. Many places we find how he spoke in the assembly of Brahmanas, he convinced them. So it's also important to have clarity on the holy name. So this is one disrespect for the holy name, that is chanting offensively. And solution for that is to go to the assembly of devotees who are having the taste for the holy name and hear from them the tattva of the holy name and hear from them pure kirtana. This is first offensive, first another disrespect for the holy name, committing offenses. Second, you can say another is disrespect is chanting in namabhas, because we are taking namabhas not at this stage, rather a type of chanting. So how namabhas is type of chanting? Because namabhas means a semblance of nam. To chant namabhas means to chant nam in the mood of just disregard, in joking way or in disregard way, disrespecting way. So this is also a kind of another to the holy name. Srimad Bhagavatam mentions these four kinds of namabhas chanting, because it's a variety of chanting. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, chapter 2nd and verse 14th. Sanketyam parihasyam va stobham helanam eva va Vaikuntha nama grahanam asesagha haram vidhu. One who chants the holy name of the Lord is immediately freed from all reactions of unlimited sins, even if he chants indirectly to indicate something else. This Sanketyam. Parihashyam, jokingly. Third, Stobham, for musical entertainment. Helanam, or neglectfully. This is accepted by all learned scholars of the scriptures. These are four kinds of namabhas chanting. How to define the namabhas chanting? Nama abhas. When nam indicates Bhagavan directly in a mood of bhakti, it is nam. So actually nam means when we target Krishna or the Lord with the name, that is nam. But namabhas is when nam indicates entities other than Bhagavan. When nam indicates entities other than Bhagavan or is not uttered in a mood of bhakti, it is called namabhas. That's why I'm saying that it different kind of chanting. When Naam indicates entities other than Bhagwan, or it is not uttered in the mood of bhakti. It is called namabhas. Just like sometimes there are cities, Rampur, mm, Hari Nagar, indirect. We are not indicating Bhagwan, we are indicating something else. Just like Ajamil, he indicated his son, not Lord. This is also namabhas. Or not uttered in the mood of bhakti. Just casually one is speaking, mm, making fun of devotees or making fun of Hare Krishna. He's not speaking mood of bhakti. This is namabhas. And we will come that, like generally we speak that namabhas means when you clear offenses and you come to namabhas. That is basically when we clear offenses, we come to nam, offenseless nam. We are chanting offensive name, then come to offenseless name. And when we keep on chanting offenselessly, then one day Naam Prabhu will be pleased and he will bestow his mercy, then it becomes Suddha Naam. This is the stage basically. Offensive name, non-offensive name, unoffensive name, and then mercy of holy name comes, then it becomes Suddha Naam. That's why it is there is verse. Um, Sphurat eva, this verse comes now. Today I'm forgetting. Na grahyam indriya. This verse, can you recall it? Na grahyam indriya. हाँ, सेवन मुखो है जीवादो स्वयं एव स्फुरतदा. Yes, स्वयं एव स्फुरतदा means when we chant offenselessly, one day Naam Prabhu will appear on the tongue. That is the Suddha Naam. So this is Naam. And then Namabhas means chanting to indicate something else, or chanting not in the mood of bhakti. So there are two types of chanting. There is name for it. Two types of namabhas. Two types of namabhas. One is chhaya namabhas. Chhaya namabhas means when naam is uttered indirectly to indicate someone else or in jest, etc. This namabhas can turn into Suddha Naam. This is chhaya namabhas. When naam is uttered to indirectly to indicate something, someone else. Just like I gave example of Ajamil, he spoke Narayan, but indicating to his son, or some city, or for this musical entertainment. One doesn't want to indicate the Lord, but it is Nam. This is Chhaya Namabhas. This Namabhas chanting can be converted into Suddha Nam when one gets the knowledge of the holy name. Okay, I'm taking this Harinagar, I'm saying this Harinagar, but this Hari is Lord. When Ajamil understood that Narayan's servant protected me, then he was chanting Narayan, focusing on actual Lord Narayan. Then he converted to Suddha Nam. But another Namabhas is Pratibimb Namabhas. Pratibimb Namabhas is defined as when Nam is uttered with an intention of becoming one with the absolute truth. There is intention involved in this. In Chhaya Namabhas, the first one, there is no intention. One was not aware of the actual facts about the Lord. So he just used the names. But in Pratibimb Namabhas, one is uttering the name with the intention of becoming one with the absolute truth, or with the intention of material enjoyment. Just like people, when they come to know that Naam is very merciful, they use the name for getting material benefits. So this is Pratibimb Namabhas. This turns into Namaparad. This is Namaparad. How this is Namaparad? Because we know the second Namaparad is to consider Shiva and Lord Brahma Shiva with equal to the Vishnu. So this becoming one with the absolute truth means everyone is one, or everything is one, that is Nirakar. This is offensive in this because of this reason. And intentional material enjoyment, how it become offensive? This is 10th Namaparad in main category, to maintain material attachment. So in this way, Pratibimb Namabhas is dangerous because it turns into Namaparad. But Chhaya Namabhas can be molded into Suddhanam. So this Namabhas is also one kind of disrespect for the holy name, because there is uh, no proper care and attention for the Lord's holy name. And also, to get something material from the holy name, that is Namaprad. So these two types of Namabhas is also another for the holy name. Okay. Now we are coming to the point that how then we can respect the holy name. That is the particular word used in this NY verse, Adarat. Then this solution is given in Hari Bhakti Vilas 17.129. Hari Bhakti Vilas 17.129. The solution is given. Respectful japa with good quality. How we can do it. So there is verse, beautiful verse. Mana samharanam saucham maunam mantrartha chintanam avyagratvam anirvedo japa sampatti hetavah. If one wants japa sampatti, the treasure of the holy name, then what he should do? There are 6 things one has to do. Then we are actually respecting the holy name. That 6 things are: first, mana samharanam. MANAH, mana. SAMHARANAM. Mana samharanam means concentration of mind. So when we are going to sit for japa, then one should first concentrate one's mind what he's going to do. And before that, one should also previous day or any part of the day, one should not involved in any activity which creates agitation in the mind, just like political news, games, nowadays cricket. So these things distract our mind and it makes us lose our concentration. So these things should be avoided if we really respect the holy name, want to respect the holy name, then one should avoid the sources of distractions. So first thing is mana samharanam. Concentration of mind is very important, because when we love someone, then we give focus and attention to that person. So we are with the holy name while we are chanting Krishna, and Krishna's names are non-different. So we should have a full concentration of the mind. For that, first of all, we should avoid all the sources of distraction. Second thing is that some help is given. Some pranayama is mentioned. In itself, Hari Bhakti Vilas 5.74, Srila Sanatana Goswami mentions basic pranayam which can um, calm the mind. Even if sometimes it happens that some agitation comes because of nowhere. Somebody said something, so I got disturbed. So to calm the mind, Srila Sanatana Goswami is giving in Hari Bhakti Vilas 5.74 a basic pranayam. रेचः षोडश मात्राभिः पुरोर्ध्वाति त्रिंशता भवेत् चतुष्याथा भवेत् कुंभा एवं स्यात् प्राण संयम. Perform purak. Purak means inhale the air for 32 matras. Then kumbhak, retention, hold for 64 matras. And rechaka, exhale for 16 matras. In this way, one can regulate one's life airs. So by regulating life air, one can become little peaceful in the mind. Srila Prabhupada said that yoga indriya sanyama. Yoga is meant for controlling the mind, controlling the senses, and mind is the master of the senses. So this is a ratio: 2:4:1. Inhale for, suppose this ratio is given, and you can um, make convert it to second as per your comfortability. For example, if you take 6-second inhale, everybody can do it along with me. If we take 6-second inhale, then 12-second hold and 3-second exhale. So this will calm the mind. So let's do it for 2 times. So inhale for 6 seconds. Okay, let's start. Okay, hold for 12 seconds. Now release for 3 seconds. Once again. Hold. Exhale. So this will help us in concentrating the mind. First of all, avoid distraction. Second is, if something comes immediately, some spontaneous thing comes, then we can go for this thing. This is first principle, that mental concentration, mana samharanam. And second comes saucham. Second principle is saucham, means cleanliness of purity. So there are two types of purity everyone knows: internal purity and external purity. Srila Prabhupada mentions in Bhagavad Gita, external purity comes by taking regular bath. Or you can say, you can add little bit that, like cleaning the room, having clean area. So, because in Hari Bhakti Vilas 3.243 it is mentioned that asnatastu puman naruho japadi avanadishu. A person who has not taken a bath is unfit for japa, Vedic sacrifice, etc. Actually, it is mentioned specifically for these kind of mantra like Gayatri mantra and other Vedic mantras. But because it is helpful, it has also been included for the holy name. Otherwise, holy name is independent of all these things. That's why these things we are mentioning here, 6 principles we are going to discuss. These are recommendations. These are not rules. There are difference between rule and recommendation. Rule means if you break rule, you will get certain punishment, certain sin. But recommendation means even if you include it, your advancement will come fast. If you don't do it, you're not going to get sin, but you are not going to advance very fast. So here these things are recommendation, because holy name is independent of all these things. The second verse of Sichashtakam, Niyamata Smarane Kala, and Nam Akari Bahudha Nij Sarva Sakti Tatrarpita Smarta Niyamita Smarane Kala. There is no rules for the holy name. So that's why these are the recommendations, not the rules. You follow it, you will advance very fast. But don't follow it, no loss in terms of you are not going to get any sin. So cleanliness, it facilitates our chanting. So sometimes we may be in train traveling somewhere, so may not get time to take bath. So that time one can pronounce few mantras. Suchi mantra, you might be knowing Suchi mantra. The particular mantra, during class I forgot all the verses. I don't know why. Prabhuji, can you recall that Suchi mantra which we chant?
Om Pavitro Pavitra.
Yes. Om Pavitra Pavitro va Sarvasthano Gato va Yasmaret Pundari Kancha Sabha Yabhinta Suchi. This particular verse we can recite, and then we can do our chanting. But ideally, we should take proper bath, and then we should start chanting. This is cleanliness, Saucham. Second principle. Third principle, I will just in 3-4 minutes I will complete it. Third is silence. During chanting, one should be silent. Silent means that we should not utter anything else than the holy name. Just like sometimes we are chanting, and there is tendency and vega of speaking in between, talking, or you can say responding the call, phone calls. So this is not recommended. Pralapam va japet yavat tavat nisphalam uchyate. As long as one is speaking during japa, till that time one's japa is considered fruitless. This is again for Vedic mantras. It can be also used for our chanting the holy name. So one should not, at least, this is my practice, at least we should not start talk. Sometimes some senior devotees come, we have to entertain them. But best thing is that we should never indulge in talking while chanting. In this way, we can respect the holy name. Suppose some big personality has come and you are meeting with him, and how we can be inattentive, how we can respond a call, phone call, We will not do those things. But the holy name, because we don't understand its importance and glories, so we tend to become inattentive in terms of talking in between. Then principle 4, I will give the exact word. So first word was mana samhardam, second was saucham, third was maunam, silent. Fourth is Sanskrit word is mantrarth chintanam. Mantra arth chintanam, if you break it. Meditating on the meaning of the mantra. So this is very, very important, because this leads to the sambandha. What exactly I'm doing. Till the time we don't realize our connection with the holy name, till the time we are not going to become focused, sincere in our endeavors. So Hari Bhakti Vilas 8.422, 422, it mentions Japasya puratah krtva pranayama trayam buddha mantrartha smriti purvam cha japet astotaram satam moolam lekhayena vidhina sadaiva japamalaya. Having performed 3 pranayam before japa, one should first meditate on the meaning of the mantra. So before starting chanting, one should meditate on the meaning of the mantra. There are many meanings of mantra given by different acharyas. Srila Prabhupada has given very simple. Or Srimati Radharani, oh Krishna, please engage me in your service. These things should be meditated before starting chanting, so that this particular meaning should go in our consciousness in the background, so that while chanting, we may not be always pray, for each Hare, each Krishna. This may not be possible that each Hare, each Krishna, we are saying, oh Krishna or Radharani, please engage me in service. But this artha should go in the consciousness inside, in the background. And while we are chanting, this thing come in the prayers. In the background, it should run, oh Krishna or Radharani, please engage me in service. This should go in background. How it will go in background? When we meditate on this meaning before starting the chanting. So Srila Prabhupada has given this meaning, other acharyas has given other meanings. So whatever suits you, whatever inspires you for chanting the holy name, we can take that particular meaning and keep in the background. How it will go in background? Before starting chanting, one should first meditate on the meaning of the mantra, and then offer oneself to the one's beloved deities, and become surrendered to the deities which you personally adore. So you be dedicated to that deity, and then chant 108 times on the beats according to the prescribed method given in Shastra. So this is mantra artha chintanam, meaning of the mantra. One should meditate it before starting chanting. And then comes fifth principle, avyagratvam. Avyagratvam, AVYAGRATVAM, non-haste. One should not become very haste. I have to complete my chanting. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Rama Hare. And seeing the watch in between. Oh, 4 minutes I have completed my chanting. This is disrespect. This is another. So one should having avyagratvam, non-haste while chanting. It's not my last round. Let's complete it immediately. This is also very disrespectful. Suppose somebody comes to you and you want to just get rid of him. How he will feel? So he will feel disrespected. So that's why it is avyagratvam. One should not run through chanting. That's why in Hari Bhakti Vilas 17.191 it is given. Sanai sanai suvispashtam na drutam na vilambitam na nyunam na adhikam vapi japam kurya dine dine. Sanai sanai suvispashtam. Spashtam means clear. Vispashtam means very clear. Suvispashtam, very, very clear was to chant. On how is one should chant? Sanai sanai, slowly. Then na drutam na vilambitam, not very fast and not very slow. Not very slow means Hare Krishna, Hare. This is not a japa. So na drutam, not very fast and very clear one should chant. Daily one should chant one's mantra in a slow, clear pronounced manner, that is neither too fast nor too slow. And then na nyunam na adhikam vapi. One should not chant very less number of rounds, and one should not chant many number of rounds. Why it is said like this? Although Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said that Kirtani Sadhari, this means that one should not just for the sake of number one should chant. Just I have completed my 64 rounds. But how you did? Was there other? Was there respect for the holy name? No. Then better chant with other. Increase when your quality is increasing simultaneously. So this is not too less means one is chanting one round for years. So not too less, not too much. So you can just think of Acharya's mood behind this. This is not one should not go to word. One should go to the mood of Acharya. Why he said like this? He said because sometimes people, for the sake of number, for sake of impressing others, chant too many number of rounds. So one should chant many number of rounds if you can maintain the quality, the other for the name. Not in pressure, not in disgust, or show off. One should chant if in one with other. Principle 6. Sanskrit word is Anirveda. Anirveda means non-dejection. Non-dejection means sometimes there is inside lot of anxiety, tension, anger, envy. A person not peaceful. While chanting, he's kind of having disrespect for the holy name. This chanting is so bitter. So this is saying verses like this. Hari Bhakti Vila, Hari nahi, Bhakti Rasamar Sindhu 1.2.115. It is mentioning Soka Marsa Dibhir Bhavair Akrantam Yasya Manasam Katham Tatra Mukundasya Spurti Sambhavna Bhavid. How can there be even a slight possibility of a spontaneous remembrance of Lord Mukunda for a person whose mind is overtaken by negative feelings like lamentation, anger, envy, etc. So keeping all these things inside is also create disturbance for the holy name. So these 6 principles we have discussed. Just like sometimes somebody said something, he got angry upon me. So I am keeping that thing in my heart and chanting the holy name. We should take shelter of the holy name and pray first. Before starting chanting, one should pray and come out of these lamentation and feelings, and then one should start chanting. Otherwise, it will be disrespectful. Then what is ideal chanting? This is last thing I'm going to tell. 6 principles I have discussed. Then what is ideal chanting? Ideal japa. This is given in Gaur Govinda Archana Samaran Paddhati. Gaur Govindarchana Smaran Paddhati, 64th verse. Mano madhye sthito mantro, mantra madhye sthitam manah, mano mantra samayuktam, etadhi japa lachanam. The mantra firmly situated in the mind. Mantra is situated in the mind firmly, and the mind firmly situated in the mantra, and mind is fixed on the mantra. Such seamless connection of the mind and mantra is the characteristic of ideal japa. This is ideal japa. When mind is just flowing with the holy name, and holy name is flowing with the mind. There is no separation. There's nothing, no other thought. Then that is ideal japa. So I will just revise these 6 principles just quickly. Just name it. Mana samharanam शौचम मौनम मंत्रार्थ चिंतनम अव्यग्रत्वम anirvedo japa sampatti hetava. First is mana samharanam, means concentration of mind that comes by not distracted before the day or the same day, or doing pranayam, which we mentioned, this basic pranayam. And then saucham, second principle, it means cleanliness and purity. Third principle, maunam, silence, not talking in between the japa. One should avoid at least from one side. And fourth is mantrarth chintanam, meditating on the meaning of mantra. That should be done before one starts chanting, so that he prepares his consciousness. Just like before taking of the flight runs, then it takes off smoothly. Otherwise, it will land up somewhere else. So mantrarth chintanam. And fifth is avyagratam. One should not be in haste for chanting. Very quickly I have to finish my round. No. Sixth, anirveda. One should not be non-dejection. One should not be dejected while chanting the holy name. So these are 6 principles. If we follow these things, this is the adara for the holy name. So when we come out of offensive chanting and that nam aparad, then comes nam, chanting nam, which means offenseless chanting, with adara. Nam and adara combined together. And Sri Rupa Goswami mentioned also Anudinam, every day. Every day once chant the holy name with adara, then this problem of jaundice, which was mentioned in this particular verse, will be overcome. Otherwise, not just every time chanting with an intention, things will solve. No, that will not happen. Okay, I will stop here. Sorry, I have taken already 10 minutes more. Prabhuji, really sorry for that, but this is very
Yeah.
important to cover.
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you very much for really highlighting, important references and helping us understand that how we should overcome the offenses and then, gradually try to be very respectful and very affectionate when we are chanting the holy names of Krishna. This is very helpful for us, and that too coming from someone, who has deep love for chanting, who is very sincere when he chants. So we are very fortunate to have this instruction coming from you, Prabhuji. I like to open the floor if they have any comments or questions, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Bodhana, Pranam.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, you said that I want to say that anybody who chants, he will never do with Namabhasa, matlab, or with offensive chanting. He will have a regard for Lord and that he wants to do chanting and he'll do it. But then you said you should avoid doing chanting with Namabhasa. How will he come to know actually he's chanting Namabhasa and he's doing aparadh? Because anybody who will do with a total intention of pleasing Lord and with full concentration.
Yes. That's why I'm saying this is different type of chanting. It is applicable for the person who doesn't know that this chanting is meant for pleasing Radha Krishna. For us, it doesn't apply. For us, it doesn't apply. Namabhas chanting, na? Because we know the holy name and we know why we are chanting the holy name. So for us, we have opportunity of committing Nam Aparadh. This is one devotee told these things, so I found it relevant. That Namabhas is a different type of chanting. It is not done by our devotees mostly because we don't indicate something else uh, for the holy name, and also we don't want to merge in the holy name with the Lord, and we don't want to get material things from the Lord. So this is not applicable for us. So we commit offenses, and if we avoid offenses, we come to Nam. And if we add two things which is mentioned in this verse, Adara and Anudinam with this name, then holy name become merciful and he bestows his mercy. Then we come to Suddhanam. This is the understanding.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you. Yeah, Shakti Prabhu, you have a question.
Yes. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Pranam.
Pranam. Prabhuji, you were saying like from starting, I have this in mind, like we're giving an example of Ajamala, and then also we are saying like that even if we take name of village name, means Haripur, that also gives the benefit. But later phase we say like we should do chant in morning and be in a means right in a posture, many rules to it to do. So if that is beneficial, then means why we're doing these things. Means whole things like sitting like so that we don't get any offense during chanting.
Yes.
So yeah, that's
I got one, Prabhuji. So, bro, you were asking that if chanting is giving the result while like this Namabhas, Jamila chanted, and we are saying Haripur, it's giving result, then why we follow these things, which we mentioned in this verse. See, because Prabhu, these 6 things we mentioned, you mentioned as the rules. Actually, these are not rules. I told that is these are recommendations. Rules means which you break, then you will get reaction for it. But recommendation means if you do it, you will get much more benefit what we get generally. So our goal is to get the highest benefit, that is Radha Krishna Prem, Krishna Prem. But Ajamila and these people, those who chant Namabhas, they can get maximum liberation. They can get maximum liberation. Just like Ajamila got freedom from death and he got opportunity to chant the holy name, then he chanted Suddhanam, then he went to Vaikuntha. So these kind of chanting, Namabhas chanting, inattentive chanting, inattentive chanting means Namabhas, it gives us liberation, not Krishna Prem. Krishna Prem will come when we chant Suddhanam. So these recommendation we follow because we want to have love for Krishna, not liberation. So that's why we follow it. Otherwise, chanting is beneficial in any case, but highest benefit can be achieved when we follow these recommendations.
okay, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Does anyone else has any comment or question for Veda Chaitanya prabhuji? very, very deep Japa talk actually. Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for giving us such nice references. This will actually be very, very helpful, and I will take notes and I will try to discuss with you also, because these things help us. Because if we go to those reference books and try to go deep, that will substantially improve our chanting. And talks like this are very important, Prabhuji. So thank you very much, Prabhuji. I know you are very busy, and that then also you took some time and prepared so nicely, giving us so many references. And thank you. Really appreciate your time. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. I seek prayers of all the devotees so that I can apply these principles. I have just applied 2 days only, because last night I prepared these things, and a few things I have applied earlier also, but whole things I'm just trying to apply. And by blessings of all the devotees, prayers of all the devotees, I will be able to apply it shortly. Thank you very much.
Thank you. His Grace Veda Chaitanya prabhuji ki jai. Thank you.
Jai.
Hare
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat.
Dandvat Pranam.